Hello friends, Namaskar dosto. Very warm welcome to my Rainbow Learn to Use 2024 series. This video I am specially preparing for hundreds of users जो ये Rainbow setup या Fountain of Gold setup का इस्तेमाल करते हैं to trade in the multi-asset and across the time frame. This is a multi-asset trading and multi-asset, multi-time frame setup. Means it can be applied across the asset class and across different time frame with almost very close to similar accuracy. Obviously, little higher time frame chart is more accurate than the short term, but short term the levels they act as same without changing the indicators. तो ये सीरीज में हम लोग इसके बारे में और जान रहे हैं. तो इस सीरीज में जो लोग इसको सब्सक्राइब करते हैं, यू गेट द एचडी रेनबो वेव ऑप्शन. सम ऑफ देम जो यहाँ पे आप लोगों को दिख रहा है, दीज आर सम ऑफ देम आर फॉर टेस्टिंग पर्पस के, टेस्टर पर्पस में यूज होता है. सो इफ यू सब्सक्राइब यू गेट द एचडी रेनबो वेव ऑप्शन. एचडी रेनबो वेव V1, दिस इज मेन वन. Then we have HD Rainbow Wave V2 version 2. Then we have HD Rainbow Momo and HD RSI X. So मुझे पहले चाहिए HD Rainbow Wave version 1 and apply and HD RSI X to create the Fountain of Gold setup. Now in this video, like in the last video, we are specially now taking a look at the HD Rainbow Wave version 1. Once you apply the version 1, let me go to again indicators, invite only HD Rainbow Wave version 1. It applies as HD Rainbow Wave Asset Master. तो ये Asset Master की नाम पे apply होता है. Now in previous we discussed about various strategies and about V1. Now in this video particularly we are going to look at V1 settings, what controls what, so that you clearly have an idea how the settings work. Now let's go to settings. I'll recommend do not change the colors like style, because the colors are specifically given for a purpose to train the mind to ride the trend. These colors you see in life, red in traffic means stop. So setting means we are talking about inputs. These are more important. The colors, if you want, you can change going from the style. Now first one is to select the setup, as I have covered before in the previous video. The first one is to select different setup for different asset class. Now, the second setting is select the RS index. RS matlab relative strength. This is particularly important for stocks. स्टॉक्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. हम लोग एक कंपैरेटिव इंडेक्स लेते हैं. दैट इंडेक्स यू कैन चूज निफ्टी, बैंक निफ्टी, सेंसेक्स, निफ्टी 100, निफ्टी 200, निफ्टी 500. अगर डिफॉल्ट, इफ यू डू नॉट सिलेक्ट दिस, let me remove the indicator again. Go to indicators, is invite only HD Rainbow Wave version 1. Now this was the setup selection. Second is the RS. So default is Nifty 500. You can select mid cap, you can small cap, Nifty auto sector, consumer durable, consumption, Nifty commodity sector, energy sector, FMCG sector India, Nifty healthcare segment, Nifty infra, Nifty pharma, Nifty IT, Nifty MNC, Nifty metal, Nifty private bank, public sector enterprise PSE. Next is public sector banks, PSU banks, You can select any one you want. Then we have realty, media, finance, oil and gas, and Nifty service. We have different sectors from India which you can choose as your RS index. For example, the consumption sector is even stronger than Nifty 500 right now. And Nifty 500 has been stronger than S&P 500. So you can choose Nifty consumption as your benchmark and then go for the RS and you'll find the really strong stocks. Now we can also choose SPX 500, which is S&P 500, US 2000, which is Russell 2000, US mid cap, small cap. We can choose Dow Jones, US index. Then you can choose NASDAQ. You can choose Wilshire 5000. This is the biggest benchmark of US stocks. Then you have Euro stocks. Then you have Australian index. Then you have FTSE MIB, matlab Italy index. Then you have IBEX 35, that is the Spanish index. You have UK 100, this is the representative of London FTSE 100. Then you have DAX, which is the representative of German index. You have China, China's index, Hong Kong, Singapore, Nikkei, TASI, this is Saudi Arabian, Tadawul Stock Exchange. This was added based on request that Saudi Arabian exchange be included in that. And so this is how you can choose different RS. If you go to the last one, the one you select is the Bitcoin. Bitcoin you can select as well. Next is now you go for say apply. Now, if you are on a big screen, sometimes you want the table to be big, so you can choose the analytical table to be huge. This is the maximum size. You can choose it to be large. You can choose it to be normal. You can choose it to be auto, which is almost equal to normal. And if you are using mobile or iPad, you go for small for iPad or smaller screen. Largely for mobile, it's tiny is better. You'll find it will fit to your mobile screen once you select the analytical table to be tiny inside. If you're not sure, you can keep it auto. It will automatically select. Now, next in the settings, you will see FX RS time, relative strength time. इसका नाम in future may change, strength check time and change check period. What are these? Let us go to foreign exchange and let me select Euro USD. Euro US dollar. So Euro US dollar, this table, let me make it large so all of you can clearly see. This table is very unique. It calculates the relative strength of each one compared to the basket. Now, when you come to commodities as well, there is a strength table. Now, you want these periods for which period data it is calculating for this strength calculation. That I have given to the user. Let me change the strength RS time. Obviously, I have given you few choices. which will work good. Now I've chosen instead of 917, look at strength. More longer time you want to see, dur be longer you go. This is 104 days, almost half a year of trading. If you are in the weekly chart, suppose you are checking the strength, you can check the make the period 26. That means for the last 6 months, 26 weeks, the strength will change. And this RS change period, you can see a value is there in the bracket, right? This value, it is comparing the change in the strength. When the number is 1, it is checking compared to the previous day, yesterday. Suppose you want to check from the last Monday on a Friday, then you make the number at this, and you can now check the change in the strength, that is जो value in the bracket, क्या change हुआ है strength में for the given period, last 5 days, 5 weeks में, because we are in the weekly chart. If you are in the daily chart and you select the RS strength check period to 5, that means in the last 5 days, gold strength has gone up by 2.9 points. Now, if I make it more short term, FX RS time, now this value you see change. Now it is comparing the data for the first 64.8 to calculate the strength. It is taking the last 9 period data. And the changes that has happened in the last 5 period is 4.5 points in gold, 6.5 points in silver, and 16.2 points in aluminium. So it has been a much more bigger, significant rise in the base metal group in terms of strength comeback to precious metals. If you don't select, change the settings, it will be basically default. It is comparing the previous day. Last day, silver strength saw the biggest rise, whereas crude oil strength declined. Now, next one in the settings, you will see bear factor, bull factor. Now, bear factor, bull factor is specifically useful. Bull factor, bear factor is useful for our cream de la cream strategy for swing trading in stocks for 125 minutes and 15 minutes, means intraday trading. It is useful for stock futures selection scanning also. Now let's go to, for this we'll have to go to a particular say Nifty group of Nifty 50 stocks, because Nifty 50 के जो stocks हैं उनमें definitely futures हैं. So we are going Nifty 50 stocks. Now when we are in stocks, there are several setups. Cash stocks, these are for cash stock trading. Cash stocks weekly is for stock selection in the weekly chart. Cash stocks less than weekly is for trading using the daily time frame. These two are coming under TMPV strategy, which is different than this cream de la cream. Another way to do the stocks. But in TMPV, the trading time frame are weekly or the daily, not lower. In cream de la cream, we can go lower if we want. Now, under cream de la cream strategy, we go for the mother setup or fountain of gold. In my stock selection, it is a rule that for bullish, I will select the stock. Suppose my trading time frame will be daily and weekly when selecting the stocks. So first, I will scan the weekly and the daily time frame, select the stocks, and then trade on the 125 minutes time frame. So this bull bear factor is very important for the stock selection. For selling, sell करने के लिए I will select stocks only which have bearish criteria. We have 12 factors, 7 plus 5. 12 factor में से 10 factor it has to be one. मतलब हम लोग buy करना चाहेंगे, so 10 factor has to be bullish in daily and weekly. अगर हम लोग sell करना चाहेंगे, 10 factor has to be bearish in daily and weekly. And then we go to 125 minutes chart. Now, in Adani Enterprise, you can see meet bearish criteria 6, bullish is 0, and bear factor you can see 2. So total 6 plus 2, 8. So it is not fulfilling our criteria of 10 factors. So what to do? It may in future, but we don't want to keep on looking. So what I did, I'll go to settings. Here give an alert, bear factor alert, क्योंकि 10 factors bear हो सकते. Now जैसे ये create हो गया, the moment the bear factor hit होता है, alert मतलब bear factor reach हो जाएगा, it will automatically alert me. This is the use of this setting, bull factor, bear factor. If you want the factor warning to be 9, we can make it 9. If you want the factor to be 8, you can make it 8. Okay. So once the alert select करने के बाद you place the alert, then it will be 8 factor alert. So जब market will be open, you will be getting this alert in the right time so that you remain aware कि stock जो है आपका वो select हो चुका है. Now, this is the bull bear factor alert. Let's go back to the settings once again. Panel position, middle, right. So this is the panel position. This is the main meter. So let me make it left. If I select left, this meter goes to the left. Obviously, not all the position it will be able to go to. Let's see if it can go to center. Yeah, it can go to the center. Whichever way you want. I prefer it to be on the right side. So it remains on the right side. My right side. So panel position is the TMP meter top center. Let me change it. If I can top to, I can make it to bottom. So yeah, if I make it to bottom, the meter goes to the bottom. This is the next setting. I usually prefer it to be on the top. If you go to settings के अंदर and fountain of gold के अलावा you select say cash stocks weekly, you can see it changes the reading meter. You want it, so let me change it. TMP meter is the top one. I want it in the middle and I want it in the left. So the meter should go at this place if it can. Some places it can't go, then the meter will disappear. It will not be able to see anything. So I usually prefer it on top and I usually prefer it at center. So I'll keep it in the center. Now is the option meter. To look at the option meter, let me see. If the option meter changes, I do not use this much because option के लिए अलग setup ही है. So option has changed. So let me see, option meter will need separate changes or not. So let me make it on the left or middle. It went up. So let me keep it top. Let me keep it left. Can it go left? Yeah, option meter can go left. So this settings is to control the option meter that is available when we select HD rainbow options. So let's go back once again to the fountain of gold and the setup will change. And now under option meter, there is something called option strike. So let's understand it. Now let's select options. And let's go to Nifty. You can see, you'll be able to see some trades, some levels are being suggested as strikes. But suppose I go to a particular stock. So once again, let's go to Nifty. Nifty 50 stocks. Under Nifty 50 stocks, I am selecting Adani Port. Just an example. So I want the table, first of all, the option meter, let's put it on the right side. This meter will go to the right so that we can see the charts. Now you can see the bull put spread, it is showing 1500. But these readings will not be proper if the strikes are put as 100. So strike, you'll have to cut it down to back to 10. Once you do that, then it will adjust. Now others were still under test, 1, 2, and 3. Largely they do not have use. They might be removed in the next update. So for now, I'll not be discussing them. They were meant for currency options, currency trading. But in India, currency is currently closed. So I'll evaluate them and they maybe gets removed in future updates. So 10 won this upgrade, 10 for stocks and 100 for the indices. ये स्ट्राइक अगर हम लोग चेंज करेंगे तो यहाँ पे सजेशंस चेंज होंगे यहाँ पे. Now let's once again go back to the settings. Settings may we have covered option meter. Now look at the strength meter. Strength meter, if you, for example, select the cash stocks less than weekly and keep the table here on, these are the table settings, table on and table off. Keep the strength table on, which you can switch off if you want. If it feels clumsy, you can switch it off. If you want, switch it on. Soon a new feature will be added here. If you want to switch it on and say keep it auto, there will be a strength meter coming. The strength meter is available with index futures, different strength meter, but strength meter is there in index futures, in currency, changed, commodity, option, there is no strength meter. Cash stocks weekly, there is no strength meter. Cash stocks less than weekly, there is a strength meter. Stock futures, there is no strength meter. And also normal candlesticks, when you select, there will be no strength meter. It is a different setup. For that, we need to use the normal candlesticks. That's why the name of the setup is normal candlesticks. So let's once again go back to the fountain of gold. Now, these strength meter, you can choose at different place. So let's once again go back to the commodity. And once the strength meter comes, if I want the strength meter to be at the center, I can make it at the center, it will shift. If I strength meter I want on the top, it will move to the top. Top center, see, it disappeared because there is already a meter there. So I'll have to put it on the left. I'll have to keep it on the left. So that's how I can adjust it. I usually prefer it left, bottom. That's where my preference is. Now, if you see all the rainbow table writing color, font color is black. If you want, you can change the color as you see fit. You can change it to blue, whichever color you like. I usually prefer it to be black. So this readings color, they change with the text color. And largely there is some guidance given. Once you select, there are tips given here which may help you. Whenever you go to this icon, I exclamation, it will have a guidance. Now, after that strength meter, there is risk measure. What is risk measure? Risk is very important to understand in the market. Stocks are very volatile. So there are different risk measure है stock को measure करने के लिए. One of them is value at risk. Value at risk is a statistical measure. A statistical measure based on a certain period with a certain confidence interval, we are determining the value. I have used the same formula that is known to the whole world when we can calculate the value at risk. There is no special formula I've used. I've used the generalized formula. Now this value at risk is given here. You can select the confidence level. Now 90 and 5 is selected. Now 5 if selected, it means 5 days, upcoming 5 days. And confidence means the level of confidence. Now with a 50 when I select, with a 50% confidence, I can say, based on the recent pattern of that stock, that if I hold this stock for 5 days, there is a 50% chance my loss will not be more than 2%, 2.1%. Now 50% is not enough confidence, so I want the confidence to be 80%. Now with the 80% confidence, I can say that my loss for the next coming period will not go beyond 4.1%. Not necessarily your loss can be much bigger, because there is still a 20% chance that it can be higher. There can never be 100. And this is a more backward looking measure, but this gives a fair idea about the current market risk. Suppose I will hold a stock for 9 days. You cannot choose any value, very specific value, which will give us fair idea. So if 9 days, matlab almost 1.5 weeks, we are keeping it. So 9 trading days. Now I want a 99% confidence level. 99% confidence, I can say for my loss, if I hold say 5 days, for the next 5 days, my loss is not likely to exceed more than 8%, 8.2%. Still, there will be a good 1% chance that my loss will be more. So I can choose up to 99.99% confidence that in the next 5 trading days, your loss likely not to exceed beyond 12.3%. Now these, once again, I'll remind everyone, these are backward looking. If certain new events occur, say there are certain war breaks down at crucial juncture in the global shipping industry path, a major down move can happen. Also, stock specific news can come. So these do not, but this gives a fair idea about the level of loss that is possible in the market right now. So this gives a fair idea. I tend to keep the level of confidence at 95%, and the drawdown period, generally I keep it at 5. Because I check, but I check it not in the 125. Sorry, I was checking at 125. We need to best check it in the daily chart. See, with a 95% confidence, Jubilant is showing 10.8% loss. So when I'm entering here, I better take these things into account. So if I see some other stock, which is say Godfrey Phillips, one is up 13% and one is up, both have very high risk. Let's look at Edelweiss, relatively low risk. Let's look at Optimus, much lower risk compared to the 9.1%, similar confidence level ke saath. So you can see the level of risk each stock with its current ongoing movement. Look at this Nava. Nava is a much more risk contained counter. So when you're confused at the final stage, both the stocks are showing exact same criteria, which one to go, you can go for the one which represents lower risk. It is possible that one may not give you the higher return, but that is our better risk adjusted return. So these things we are talk about on strategies. Today's video is more on the settings. Now, if you look at, these are the settings. After that, these are the strength index selection. So let's go to a strength index and create one. So let's go to index futures setup, and the strength meter will come. Let me make it a bit auto or normal. So I will change the strength index. First one is S&P Dow. Second one, I want NASDAQ. Say I'm making international. Third one, I would like to have Russell. Russell is US 2000. Fourth one, I'd like to have Euro Stocks, which is European Blue Chip Index. Next, I'd like to have DAX, which is Germany, which is Europe's strongest economy. Now, I'd also like to look at France, which is the second biggest economy. I'm not able to select. Where is the France? Have I missed France? Probably I missed France. Next time I'll add it. So this is FTSE Italy, I'll add it. Next I have Spain. France, I'll add it up. Spain. Then I'll go for, once Spain is done, I must have London, which is UK 100. And once that is done, I want to take a look at Asia as well, China. I want to look at Singapore, and I want to look at Nikkei, that is Japan. So the strength meter changes. Then I'll go to template, save indicator template. I'll name it International Index International 1. I'll save it. Remember symbol, remember interval, and then save. Yes, I'll replace my previous international index template. So I can, next time I'll click it, it will automatically arrive here and I can clearly look at where the strength is coming and where I should look for opportunities. Like I should not look for Europe much. Definitely China is weak. Singapore is where things are happening, and in America, Dow is which one is strong. So here is settings of HD Rainbow Asset Master. This is a detailed review of the settings. I'll once again recommend do not changing the colors. So this is not changing the colors and etc. So color settings I'll not recommend changing, but these input settings, if you want, if you feel those are helping you, if you want to test it out, you can change them. So I hope this video जो users हैं आप, this video is largely for Rainbow setup users जो इसको इस्तेमाल करते हैं. इसको इस्तेमाल करने के लिए to contact Elan Markets. So इसके जरिए you can get the access. So all the best to you. I hope you enjoy this video. This video is helpful. All the best from my side. And as always, happy trading.